WayofFlowingTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So, I noticed that there was a bit of a problem when I came back from letting my computer run a bit while trying to get basically some more resources so we could work a bit more. The issue is this, the power network doesn't seem like it's sufficient, and I had stuff spilling everywhere. It's not necessarily that the power network was insufficient, it's the fact that I wired it up in such a way that it couldn't recover from any too little amount of energy. I suppose that's correct. What I'm going to do is close all operations here, and now we'll slowly gather up a bit of energy in the MFSUs. I added 4 MFSUs here. And now we're slowly regaining some energy. So the problem I was having was that I placed a quarry in the forest, and I was hoping that I'd get some extra bits of help from doing that. And I had a simple rig over here that would just send the cobblestone and the dirt to a void pipe from the quarry, and then to the small dust input. Now here's where the fun problems come in. Yeah, this system does not work the way it needs to be. Small dust, sure, it's good when there's small dust. It can just be jammed through here and everything will be okay. However, the problem is when it's not small dust and you have a large influx of stuff, there's no point in using this system to handle non-small dust dusts. So right now I shut off both quarries so that I'd be able to get a bit of breathing room before starting anew on trying to figure out this issue. So what I'm thinking we're going to need to do is make another item Tesseract. Let's see, do I have everything required for an item Tesseract? No, I do not. I need an unattuned Tesseract, which I can craft one of these first. Let's see, Tesseract frame. Do I have everything for the Tesseract frame? Probably not. Let's see, I need tin for the Tesseract frame. I have no... Wait, I have no tin? Oh my goodness. Now this is a bit of a problem, seeing as, well, tin is one of the vital resources that I need, and it's probably all consumed in a bunch of cells. I have a bunch of tin ore, but with the fact that it's not getting made with the insufficient energy lines, I think I have enough energy. Let's throw that in there. There should be some... There we go. We got some tin ore. The tin will start processing. Some of this will start processing as well, but this is a lot of tin that's just sitting here, as well as the copper ore. So we'll let that process until it's insufficient energy wise, and I think it'll be good. This might hold strong. This is gaining energy, so we'll still have to see. We're probably going to have to get a dedicated MFSU for the grinders, seeing as what I tried to do was I hooked up the MFSUs directly to the matter fabricator, thinking that it'd just take the excess energy. Turns out I was wrong, so I'm going to have to rethink the situation, so to speak, so that it'll work a bit better to my favor, because it doesn't seem like it wants to have any sort of change in the energy. So we should have enough tin right now. Let's check. No, we do not. Let's see. Tin. We don't have tin. Okay, got the item Tesseract after a bit of an annoyance, so let's put this one so that we have this set as a different frequency. Instead of small dust input, we'll set this to 6, and this will be, let's see, smeltery input. And I think that'll be good, and this will need to be set as frequency 6, save, and now this will be at the sorting machine. Instead of having it go through that, it'll just bypass it completely. We'll put this here and go directly into the chest, and we'll have to set this as save, and then we'll have to be receive only there. So now in theory all the good stuff will go there, and all this stuff will not have to worry as much. Okay, we got enough energy. This stuff has to go through its paces for it to rectify itself. This system might just be too much of a bottleneck, though only the grinders really need to go through this particular system. As long as the rest of the energy can keep up, we should be okay. So we just have to wait for all of our grinders to finish processing all of this junk, which indeed there is a lot of it. Now we have to just hope that there's no insufficient energy or what have you, because there is still this much left. Ugh. This much, eh? So this is something we're probably going to have to leave for a while to see if it rectifies itself, and going to have to shove in and stress test it to the limit. I don't know if the galena ore will work in there, but at least we do have a bit of mercury which we can shove in here. Well, let's see. Is this insufficient as well? No, the silver is indeed working. Let's check the uses of the lead ore for a second. I want to remember which side it goes in. I remember silver and gold are really good in that grinder. Let's see. Mercury, we can get some silver from this. Yeah, silver. Okay, so let's throw this into here as well. And now the only way to see whether it actually works is to clear the system and see how long this goes before it, well, goes. Actually, there's one other thing we can do, and that would be to, gonna need some gravel here as well. Probably won't need gravel or flint to come in here. Neither sand, though I suppose sand we can manage to keep in the system. These full, that's full, and these are fine. Okay, so we probably have to turn on our quarries to see if they work. In fact, there's one thing I can do. I can just simply set this energy tesseract back on. So let's do that. Okay. Now it should start getting an influx from our forest quarry. And there we go. If anything starts popping out, we're going to have to see, but I think the only thing would be to wait and monitor it and hope that nothing dreadful happens for this. Though the smeltery is working quite fine, I don't think we'll have to worry about too much. Okay, I'll wait, see if there's any errors. If stuff starts fountaining, we'll know there's a problem. Seems like there is yet again an issue with the Tesseracts. The only problem I have with Tesseracts is the fact that, well, it continually goes, even if it, like, look, the coal, it can go in, but there is a particular delay with it. See? It just fountained. Because it couldn't shove anything into the Tesseract because there's some sort of delay. So it's not a good quarryable quandary thingamabobber. So, hup, there goes some more stuff. So we're going to need to go and get, not a funnel, a hopper. Do we have any hoppers? We got some food. Actually, that might be a bit better than what we had before. Let's see, chest. Let's throw that back in. We're going to also need some iron, as well as a few gears, right? Right. Dang it, iron gears. Let's make those. Okay. Okay, hopper. We got hyper hopper. We got a hyper hopper. Hyper. F. And we're just going to need to get a pipe. Do we have any sort of pipes in here? Of course we do not. So I think just a simple glass bit will be good. Just minimize the amount of work that we're going to need to do. And then here we go. Ba-ba. Ba-ba. And that should be good. Okay, so if we turn the quarry back on, we should be good. Ta-da! Okay, so just running around, getting this down. And assuming that we have energy still in our grinders, I think all of this should be able to handle all the grinder stuff that's necessary. Okay, that stuff is obviously insufficient energy line. It's attempting to go, but it doesn't have enough. Yeah, we definitely have more than enough energy. So we're going to have to wait for the ore influx, then hopefully get to the stuff that I'm actually wanting to get through this, and that is to get some titanium going, because we're going to need a lot of titanium. I mean, a lot. So I'm going to leave this going for a bit. If anything happens, I'll let you know. So typically there is another bottleneck with everything getting processed at once. Now all of my ferni are getting a little Let's just not say they're not in the best of spirits. So what I'm thinking we're going to want to do, or rather need to do, is change it so that it's not using powered furnaces, but instead is using some induction furnaces. So this will require a bit of cabling as well from there, and we can remove this Tesseract instead when we put that stuff in. Okay, let's get this out of the way so that these can be moved. We'll have them finish what they're doing. However, this is going to start getting jammed up while we're working, so we're going to need to be as quick as possible. So there's a bunch of dust here as well. Okay, so what are we going to need to do? We're going to need to get some wooden pipes. I think we have some pipes in here. No, of course we don't. Why the heck would we ever have anything useful here? Okay, so, excuse me, let's see, glass. Just going to need to grab a bit of glass, that'll be good, and then we'll put it into our crafting table here, and then we'll have that. Let's put some of our dust away, and hoping that we don't really get horribly messed up with all... Ooh, red? Oh, that means it's full of those instead. Okay, I see. That's interesting. So that disk is completely full of stuff. Though seeing as it's on only a 14K storage cell, I'm wondering what it's full of. I can probably check that at a later time, but I guess that's not going to be necessary. Okay, so let's go and get you, and you. Apparently I can't get you. Ha! Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Fine, be that way. Okay, so induction furnace, we can't really put them there. But what we can do is put them here. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to need to have the power going back here. And we're also going to need to get these out of the way. So this will be a lot quicker. This will at least eliminate the possibility that this will become the bottleneck. So let's start turning them on. And for now, we can at least get some of that power. We'll just hook into the power that's used in the dust piling. So hopefully that will be sufficient. So starting to speed that up. And we're going to need to... Ooh, that is a bit of an annoyance. Let's see, do we have any covers here? Not cobble. And no covers, huh? None here. None here. Guess we're going to have to make some of our own. And wait, do we have a saw? No, we do not. Maybe I saw it over here. Nope. Okay, so none there, none there. We're probably going to have to look into the overworld for our diamond handsaw. Wait, our diamond handsaw is up there, isn't it? Probably is. So once we get our diamond handsaw, we'll bring some tubes over as well. There you are! Oh, how I missed you. I missed you so much. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I don't even want to talk about it. Okay, so diamond handsaw here. Let's go with some nice steady materials with this. I think 8 should be sufficient. 8. There we go. And plugging this in here so it doesn't get taken. That'll be good. Okay, so now we just need to tube this up, which thankfully we have enough tubes. And is this even getting any heat? Yes, it is, so that's good. So this won't go at the fastest right now because it's not fast. However, what we can do is put the target gates now down and have them start going and pulling the stuff out. Now, I don't think the target gate is going to be that fast. Maybe we can figure out some way to make this faster. I don't actually know if there's any way to make the target gates faster or if it's just some sort of blind luck that's going to be stupid for the rest of the time. And the other question is whether that energy from those two will be sufficient to keep these going for any sort of duration. Let's see, we have some nickel there, we have some lead, we have some cinnabar, but the rest of it is starting to get full. So we are still going to have to be quick. Oh, hello. You seem to be a little messed up, aren't you? Let's have everything go the correct location and see if it's actually storaging the correct ways. Okay, storage input. Okay, good. It actually is going into here. Let's check the influx of ores that we have. We have a huge amount of ores. We got some bauxite as well, some tungsten, aluminum. I have no idea. Oh, and we have some iridium ore. That's good. Some good old-fashioned iridium ore. That will be a lot better than what we have. So, uh-oh. These guys are powering down. So that means I think it'd be a good idea to just get some of the power that we have over here, at least temporarily, until we get all that sorted. So how many of these are we going to need? 1, 2, 3. I'm thinking that's good. How many cells do we have? Let's get some. I'm sure we have some cans left over for this. We got some water cans, though that's not sufficient. Okay, let's just put the buckets in here and have them start going, even though we will need to get some cells instead. Okay, 1, 8. 1, 2, 3. Fill you up, please. 1, 2, 3. Probably more than enough energy than required, but until we bring this into some other form, it should be sufficient. Okay, so now, since it is all getting enough energy, this stuff should speed up. Should, hopefully at least. And this will also increase in speed. So what we're going to need to do is bring one of those cables, maybe a medium voltage cable, down and across here, unless we want to move this entire setup. That might be what we need to do, but I'm going to wait for this stuff to heat up, see what happens, then I'll be back. Okay, I think our system is solved for now at least. It seems like everything is correctly going into the storage, and we don't need to worry too much about this. Now, this iron dust as well is going to need to go into here, and it doesn't look like there's anything else we can currently do with this system to speed it up. See, I think we got all of the influx out of here finally, though it doesn't seem like there's, what's the best way to pull this stuff out of here? I suppose we could do electric engines. Electric engines might be a nice idea. However, it does seem like a bit of a solution. I think target gates are fine. It's just going to take a while for some of the finer stuff to get out. But see, we seem to have gotten through most of the ore influx that we've, had. So now we just need to get the remaining ores out of here. So that's going to, let's get that here. And let's grab all of the ores that we have here, or at least some of the stuff that can be processed, and throw it into the process line. I don't think we really need to process those. We got some more ruby ores, which will be nice, and I suppose we can at least finish most of our copper ores. The monazite, I don't think is going to be something that we can actually process. Though, let's see. Ruby ore, I don't have ruby ore as anything here, do I? I suppose I can put it as a grinder part, but manually grinding this may be the best idea anyways. So that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So now some of the stuff may be backed up because there's only so much room in the grinders. Hey, look. Copper ore. Hello, nice to meet you. You seem to be having some problems. Yes, you are. Okay, so we're going to have to wait for that stuff to go. But seems like everything is working again, so we can hook that up again and have these work on their persulfate. Let's see, how much persulfate do we currently have in the system? We got 304. That's actually a good amount. And we have 800 copper. So with that amount of copper, we can actually work on another, if we want, we can work on a completely other nuclear reactor, since there is already a lot of stuff that we have, and most of it's pretty much just craft away in the crafting grid. So once we get maybe 1,000 copper, with probably how much we have in this right now, that'll be an easy enough thing to do. We can work on that. So let's see, any room in here? Not really. Okay, so what I'm thinking is maybe we'll work on getting a line out. Maybe have it go through the floor and go out into there, have a few transformers, and pretty much have another plug. And how much UU matter do we have, in fact? Let's get all the iridium and the UU matter out of the system. So let's see, UU matter, we have 29 UU matter, as well as some iridium nuggets and some iridium ore. And I think we have some platinum, right? 70 platinum dust, which can be centrifuged. And in fact, that's what I was going to work on before I was rudely interrupted by the entire system completely and catastrophically failing on me. Oh my gosh. Let me just unwind a bit, then I'll get right back, check the energy reserves, then see if everything is okay. Okay, I put a few more diesel generators down because we did not have enough on-demand energy, and this, now that it's looking more like a solid mass of stuff, it's looking a bit better than how it did before. So this stuff I don't think is going. That's perfectly okay with me. Also got some cinnabar, which I don't think we're likely to use at any point in time, and our ore processing seems to have finally gotten to the point where we continually go and get them. Go get them, my file, sir! Let's see, anything here? We got some copper still in there. We got some marble. Marble. I do not want marble, actually. So we can set that as one of the items that just gets completely annihilated. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. No problem. Okay, let's get the marble out of the system because, frankly, I do not want it. Marble. Ha! Caught you early. And we're also going to need to get the centrifuge in here. Oh, we got a few of them. And how many transformers do we have? In fact, we might as well create one of each so that we'll be able to at least have a good foothold in everything that we need. So, crafted. Let's see, you are just making that. It'd be lovely if these were a bit faster, though I don't think there's any current way to get them fast. Actually, one way to speed that up would be to get a router to pull everything out, though I don't think that's really going to help. Anyway, so let's find a good place for the centrifuge. I'm thinking here might be a good place. In fact, that might be the only place for the transformer. Just have to peek this over the edge slightly. Let's over here and peek this over like so and bring it down like so as well. And then we'll have a few transformers going to all of this inner workings that's requisite for this. Let's put this here. Let's put an energy line here. Let's take this bloody thing off. One. Haha. Nope. Haha. Nope. Ha, come on. Did I haha too many times? Probably. Okay, so low voltage transformer, make sure that it's the correct side. There we go. Medium voltage transformer, make sure that you're the correct side. Haha. And then finally get the power line going. And hoping to God it doesn't blow up. Okay, good. It hasn't blown up and we should be good. So this is going to take a long time to centrifuge all of this platinum, honestly. And this will give us 64 more iridium nuggets. So if I get the math right, that's 72 iridium nuggets. If we divide that by 9, that is 8 more iridium. With this 5, that will be a plentiful amount, 13. And then this will make 4 more. So 17 more iridium. However, we don't really have much of a method to get gunpowder required. Wait a second. Gunpowder. Gunpowder is made with saltpeter. Or we could get a tome of alkahest. That alkahestry actually looks like a good method to get this, since I don't have any good way other than... I suppose I could get powdery combs, though that's annoying. Okay, Tome of Alkahest requires a withered skeleton skull, a blaze rod, gas tier, glowstone, lava bucket, nether wart, gold, magma cream, and a book for everything just to get the Tome of Alkahest for some interesting, or at least more complete alchemy. And how much redstone do we have, actually? We should have a plentiful amount of redstone, though it might be dwindling. 1196. That actually is a good amount. So we can go with the redstone and convert it into alkahestry, assuming that we don't lose one piece of gunpowder. It should be okay. Might have to do manual crafting for that. Or you could get saltpeter, which I'm sure you don't have any of. Decisions. So my general feeling of all this is the fact that, well, the tiny dusts are frankly annoying. They are quite frustrating to get, and I'm thinking that it might actually be more more trouble than it's worth trying to get all of this working to a nice, lovely level where I can just sit away and not have to worry about it. Because it takes a lot of time to get items to go through the Tesseracts, and frankly is quite a bit of a pain in the butt. However, I'm wondering if either I can expand this part at least so that it's a lot faster, or if there's some system for me to be able to get it better, because handling all this tiny dust collaboration might... Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Though will it work? That is a really good question. So what I just had, a brainwave, is the fact that I don't think these Tesseracts are fast enough to transfer all the data that I may or may not need to send it. Data as in all these items, because you can see that there is quite a big stockpile on all the items, and if it were to continue any much longer, it's just going to have everything fly away like little pretties or stuff like that. So what I'm thinking is, instead of having see all this stuff, all of this stuff could probably be well taken away by simply having some sort of system like applied energistics. Hey, you may be wondering where I'm going with this. You just figured it out. I could have applied energistics, handle everything, and have some way to dust pile all the tiny dust. Now, I'm pretty dang sure there's no way to automatically get all the tiny dust and have them sing joyous tunes or anything like that. So what I'm thinking is we'll have to keep that part centralized to our processing. So what I'm thinking is this. Let's throw all of these empty cells back in, and we might have to either halt the industrialization process that is currently happening over there, or yeah, let's keep that going. So I'll try to talk as much as I can and plan. What I'm thinking is this. That machine does work. However, the Tesseracts are making it a pain in the backside for it to work all the time. So maybe what we can do is have a chest and input the stuff, or rather a relay or something like that. Just throw the stuff into that system and have that said relay connected to some AE stuff that just inputs it. I think they're export buses. Yes, export buses. And then have all the export buses, or rather have import buses contain, or rather gather all the industrial grinder stuff, and then have the export buses, or whatever the heck they're called, I don't even care at this point, just take the stuff afterwards. That might be a bit better because this is a bit slow. I'm getting cans everywhere and I'm not happy about it. So actually, let me think about it a bit more, because my rambling's probably getting to a few people. Then I'll be right back if I have not necessarily some sort of plan, but some sort of happy place. Yeah, this stuff is too plentiful for me to be able to discern any possible method into. It's too much. There's too much stuff, too much small stuff for the Tesseracts to be able to handle. Now, with how I am using them, however, I should stress that part, the fact that I'm probably not using the Tesseracts in their intended use, and they are popping stuff out everywhere. So their intended use, I believe, are pretty much just two-way interactions, so that one item, there will be one Tesseract here and one Tesseract there, and they'll trade between each other. However, I'm using it in such a iteration where there's multiple Tesseracts feeding the same Tesseract, so it just can't handle it can't handle the truth. It can't handle the truth. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is have each of them just output all of this stuff. At least we'll have some target gates afterwards. And if only I could fly. I want to fly like a real boy. So we can also take these Tesseracts out of the picture because now all the stuff will go out via those. So just quickly import busing them all. This one's not currently interacting with anything, so we don't need to be mindful of that. And that means this one also will need to take all the items and blah blah and blah blah. At least we're going to have a few spare item Tesseracts after this whole thing is done. Oh, wait a second. Aha! There we go. Problem solved. Okay, so now the items are going to be a bit better. All the items will get taken out of all of these. Now, here brings us to one problem. We can't be universal about all of our tiny dusts. We have to pretty much bring them individually into here. Now, I don't know. Did I do this test? Wait a second. Small dust input. Something's feeding the small dust input with quartz crystals. Why is it feeding that? Small dust. Why is this to the small dust input? This should be... this might have been a problem. This might have been a bit of a problem. So let's set that frequency. And that may have been pretty much the entire issue with the fact that one too many Tesseracts was sending to there. So that should solve a bit of the issues, and it might mean that we can go back to our previous solution. However, if we weren't to go back to our previous solution, what we'd need to do is to, I wonder, does an import bus go directly into these? We're going to need to move this stuff and have another Tesseract go to the smeltery. So that means we'll need to have these fed by... let's make a test thing, shall we? Okay, this is going to be probably a bit horrible for its first shot, but let's try this. Okay, so let's get our wrench here and put all of the outputs going towards there. And it's going to all go into this chest. Now that might be a bit annoying. However, we then have our export buses like so. And if we were to check here, we will move all copper dust there. And we can see that copper dust is there. Now it doesn't seem like it's actually pulling from the system. And that is a bit of a problem. Does it not see these as a possible inventory, or does it only go to direct inventories? If it's direct inventories, it could be a bit of a problem unless we were to use our very own ME controller to attach to this, but that would just be stupid. There's no other way to explain it. So we got our copper dust. We can also put, say, this, and this, and this, basically all of these tiny dusts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 there. Redstone. Thank you. Thank you, kind sir. And all of those dusts will go here. However, it doesn't seem like it's actually pulling, so to speak. Let's put all of these in. It'll go as references, etc. And hope that this thing pulls fast enough for all of the ore, etc. to be taken. That should be good enough. Now, how do we pull from here? We could go with target gates. We do have some target gates. Do target gates work on this? Might as well find that out. Haha. 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 Work. And see. So when it's like this, we'll put an energy pulsar. And now it's actually taking the stuff out. That does work, however, is a bit annoying. if I do say so myself. So if we pull this like so, we're going to want to make it so that it goes to the correct location at least. Ah, dang it, I stop that. There we go. And there we go. We're just going to want to put those there, and all we really need to do is now set all of these. Or actually, probably the best thing to do is move the location of these. These are not in the best location, I gotta say, and it'd be much better if we can have them in a more immediate location. Maybe in that vicinity, or we can move them over there and have Tesseracts bringing it to this location. We're probably going to have to toy with that at another time, since we're probably going a little in over our head. At least we fixed our issue for the time being. We'll look at what other tiny dusts manage to find themselves in the system, then we'll fix them as we go. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. I'm sorry, system. It's all my fault. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.